What's going on? What's going on, good people?
What's going on, everybody? How's everybody doing this evening? We have a fantastically fun show
Oh man, it's gonna be
tonight.
crazy, man.
Episode 50. Here we go.
50.
50.
Man.
50.
Yeah,
Good
man.
yeah. So we are excited. We are brothers, husbands, fathers, living in this crazy world, ready to talk about stuff as we see it. As he's over there smoking lovely right now. So
Yes, sir.
cool.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, and like every episode, you might just hear some foul language. So go ahead and get your kiddies to bed, get your accessories right. Let's get it, man. Let's go.
Got that right. Roll the intro.
Perfect.
All right, everybody. Before we get to all the fun that we're going to have this evening, we're going to start with the cigar check-in. So, brother, what are you drinking? What are you smoking this evening?
Well, my still ass forgot to go to the liquor store, so I'm a little short. I'm a little dry right now, so I had to slap something together, man. I got some Cavassier and Hypnotic, aka another Incredible Hulk. This evening, man. I mean, hey, got a drink for the show. God damn it, don't judge me. And then, as far as my cigar, 50th episode, I haven't tried this guy ever before, and I haven't had a torpedo in a minute.
Oh yeah.
So I got that Hoya de Nicaragua Artanio. I think that's what the fuck it says. Artanio CT or whatever. But either way, it's smoking really, really good.
Oh yeah, that was not gonna let you down. I had one of them fuckers, and they performed phenomenal. I smoked one on a meeting. Fantastic. Oh so man, you're gonna enjoy it.
Loving it. No pepper, a lot of smoke.
It's chill. It's easy.
It's a good cigar. Mm-hmm. So how about you, man? What you got going on?
Oh man, I broke out some special shit tonight. I'm excited. So for the cigar, I have the Illusione One Off 53.
Almost grabbed it.
I thought you did. I thought you were going to with the closed foot. This is probably one of the most expensive cigars in my humidor, coming in at an MSRP of just over $30. Thought it'd be special. So we got that tonight. And to go with it, I thought about bringing out the Yamazaki, but I think an episode or two, my infinity bottle is ready.
Ooh.
So this is not this whiskey at all. So we'll turn that shit this way for the rest of the time being, because this is what I put it in to start it, and I put it in a decanter later. This represents, I think I started probably just before we started recording. Really? So this has every whiskey that we've recorded with in here. Ooh. Not the beers, but this has got all the good shit in here. All the fun shit is going to be great. I've sampled it when it's about like right there and right there. And it's kind of impressive. So I can't wait.
Mm-hmm.
All right, man.
I'm excited for you.
Me too. Can't wait. Glad it's cold out here. That should have warmed me up. All right, everybody. So check back in later on to see how the drinks are treating us.
Yes, sir.
And the cigars. All right. So now, everybody, we're going to have a little bit of fun. We're going to have some guest co-hosts tonight. So excited. Tonight, we're going to have our wives join the party.
Yes, sir. Y'all heard about them for 50 episodes almost. They here tonight.
Our other halves are going to be interviewing each other. So my wife is going to interview KC. KC's wife is going to interview me. I don't know what the hell they're going to get themselves into, but it's going to be a good time. So without further ado, the mother of my children, my lovely wife, my better half. Oh man, the beautiful Kimberly.
Hi, brother.
Hey.
Ooh, I can hear you. Okay, good.
You ready?
I'm ready.
All right.
Well, welcome everybody. My name is Kim Fowler. Good to see you all, meet you all, show my face to you all. So, brother, I'm going to be asking you some questions. Are you ready?
I'm ready. First of all, before we get started, I'm excited to have you up here. It's awesome, you know what I'm saying, having our wives on episode 50. Sis, I love you. Let's get this thing going. Ooh. Also, we both December babies, so you already know this is about to be something special.
Sag energy all Definitely. Over. Mm-hmm. Okay, so my first question is, how are you?
I am awesome.
Wonderful. What's Chocolate Truffle been up to?
But chocolate truffle been truffling, you know what I'm saying? We just, just a little moving, a little shaking, that's it.
Okay, I see that. So I don't know what kind of questions we were supposed to be asking. So I got a few other questions to ask you. I hope you'll like the questions that I thought of.
Shoot, whatever you want. Let's go.
So, if the whole family could go on a vacation together, where would you want to go?
I would say Guam.
Oh, okay. And why is that?
It's a beautiful country, first of all. And, my wife is from there. She's always wanted the entire family to see, how she grew up, what her culture is like and everything like that. It's an island, pretty water, nice beaches. I mean, couldn't beat it. I love for that. I love our family to do that.
Oh, that would be cool. I want to see it. I always see people around here with some Guam stickers. So I sort of want to be like, hey, my sister's from Guam.
Yeah. Where are you from? Tomorrow's in Texas.
Do you know them?
It's a lot of them.
And I'm always here for a beach. So anywhere with a beach, I'm down to go. So
yeah, and I know we'll Simone
put that
is
on the bucket list. Yes, she is. We're gonna have to work on the little one though, because he's not.
He'll get there, maybe.
Maybe, I don't know. Anyways, we'll see. All right. So the next one is kind of foresight questions, if you will. If you made a time capsule of your life so far, what things would you put in it?
Good one right there. Hold on, let me think. Oh man, I would definitely put my dog tags from the Army in there. Those would go in there. Sonogram pictures of all of my babies would definitely be in there. Shoot, that's a tough one. Stuff. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe an Xbox controller or something. Wow, man, that was tough.
Well, time capsules are kind of like, one of those things that show what was going on in the future or in the past, and maybe a little bit of what you want to show your future self. So I wonder if you would have some special things in there that would help you remind you of just the life you kind of lead, and that would show the progression of where you came from, and then where you ended up, and what kind of legacy you left for your kids.
Oh, okay. So definitely my dog tags, because the Army is a big part of not just my life, but my family's life. It was a big turning point for me when I joined. Honestly, it might sound crazy, but my child support paperwork, because it's almost over with.
Hey, milestones are important.
Hey, that would definitely go in there. A couple of things from deployment that I still have with me today, that'll definitely go in there. That's about it that I can think of off the top of my head. Like, it's been a lot of rocky moments, so it's not too many things I'd want to hold on to. But I hold on to some of the good stuff. That was an awesome question, by the way.
Yeah, the good stuff. Thank you.
Don't.
I was trying to think of some good questions that just weren't, extra silly, because we could go there. But
oh yeah, of course.
Of course. All right. So the next question is maybe a little bit about your passions. So what is the one passion you would pursue without being paid? I don't know if we've ever talked about it before. I mean, I know you've rapped. I know you have written some stuff, but did you have anything else that you might want to pursue?
Honestly, the Melanin Warriors podcast. I don't care if I get paid from that or not. I think that's a really important thing for our people to know, not only just the African side of everything, but everybody who's have more than just a pinch of melanin in their skin. It's something good for our kids, not even just kids of our complexion, but all ethnicities, because there's a lot of great stories, and there's a lot of great stories that we don't know about and the kids don't know about. And I honestly think, the Melanin Warrior podcast can help, with the whole racism thing, letting these kids see this stuff like, oh, wow, Shaka Zulu was great. Amina, oh man, I want to be just like her. You know what I'm saying? Like something like that. Like, I'm really, really passionate about doing that. I don't care if I get like not one single view per episode or any monetary gains whatsoever. I just love doing it. I love spreading that word to our people. Something other than, the typical reality show bullshit, the music, we're selling dope and all this other shit, and everybody wants to be a rapper and a trap star and secure the bag and all the other bullshit. But just something to kind of show us a little bit of where we come from, show us what we could be, what we were, type stuff, you know?
Absolutely. I mean, I for sure enjoy the Melanated Warriors podcast and the things that you are talking about on there. It's been really interesting to me because, you know, I grew up in a household where my mother was a Black owned business. You know, she sold African American arts and figurines. And so she had all the different kind of books about Black historical figures. And so when we had those you know, projects in school, like the question was never, oh, who am I gonna write it on, you know, what Black person can I find? It was like, go to our library and pick a Black person, right? So I mean, and I don't know that every you know, family has that opportunity. I think growing up around the time that, you know, we did, you know, being Black was popular. There was a lot of, you know, Black figurines, you know, Black art was hot. I mean, I don't necessarily see a lot of people doing that. I mean, I think that it has become prevalent now just because of the things that have been happening, you know, in the world, where we're really more focused on, you know, supporting Black owned businesses or talking about, you know, Black history in such a way that it's reaching more and more platforms and different people and families and things. But, you know, I've been on that life, you know, support of Black businesses is a verb. And I mean, and that's basically, you know, the life that I grew up with. So I'm really happy that you started your podcast and that you're able to share some of the wonderful people that we have in our history. I mean, because there's so many people that have, you know, made things that we use every day that, you know, people don't recognize that Black people made it. And they should.
That's coming in February.
Exactly.
It's coming in February.
Exactly. All right. So still along the lines of your passions, right? You enjoy anime and manga or manga, I don't know, whichever you want to call it. And
don't get beat up out there now.
Look, you know, tomato, you know, y'all, I don't know, whatever. And you've written some, you know, a book or two, or, you know, have a book and then some maybe in the thought. But my question is, would you adapt your current book into a manga, an anime, or a graphic novel?
Oh, I would absolutely love to. Like, one of the ideas that I had, I don't know if I talked to you and Lamar about this idea when y'all were here for Thanksgiving, but I'm not going to mention it on here. But it kind of plays off of how JoJo's Bizarre is. And I would love to do something like that. You know, I actually have a friend, shout out to him in Atlanta, that actually does, you know, graphic novels and comic books and, like, you know, to the like. And I would really like to collab with him one day and get that rolling, because it's interesting, and it takes your mind all over the place. You can go anywhere in the world, especially when you switch it to like a manga type thing versus just a regular novel, because you can actually see it, and anything you imagine can come true on paper, and it'll be really fun.
Yeah,
really fun.
I don't know, that brand of yours, I think I might be worried about having your book on an anime or graphic novel. We already watched some anime and we'd be like, the hell was these people on while they were making this? What are we watching, Lamar? Exactly. I ask him a lot. I ask him that a lot. Like, what are we watching? What is this? Is this weird
to you? Yeah, he told me about your introduction to Berserk, and I was like, man, you really did her like that?
Yeah,
that's cold-blooded.
He'll be like, oh, do you want to watch this? And I'd be like, oh yeah, sure. And then like I'll sit there and I'd be like, what is this again? I don't know if I'm ready for this.
Training wheels, man. Training wheels. You can't just throw it in there like that.
Yeah, I don't know. It's all right. We like to go on adventures together. So I just,
hey, that's awesome.
Kind of look at him and go, all right, I don't know what you got me into, but I'm gonna watch it. And then if I'm not really into it, I'll just be like, whatever. You can watch the next one by yourself.
That's just like Janae. She'll try it, but then say, nah, you got that.
Yeah. All right. I only have one more question for you that I thought of. And so you have been known to have a few bars, you know, whether it be in the house or to some good music. And so if you were still in the rap game as Chocolate Truffle or whatever your previous rap names were, I don't know.
There's so many.
Who would you want to collab with in the game now? Or which legendary rapper would you want to collab with?
That's in the game now. I don't know if you heard of him, but a gentleman named Moray. I would really, really love to do a song with him. That'll be something for the ages if I still did music like that. And from back in the day, there's so many. But I'm not gonna be stereotypical or whatever and just go Biggie, Tupac. He's still out, but he was really popping back then. I would say Eminem. I always wanted to do a song with Eminem.
Okay. I was figured you maybe more of a Busta Rhymes along that lines.
That would be Lamar.
Or maybe T-Pain. I feel like
I would do a song with
you
T-Pain,
and T-Pain's energy would
that would be fun.
I don't know. Maybe.
You about to make me break out a pen and pad. Do they still use pen and pad, or is it all iPhones now? I don't know.
Who knows? I don't know. I'm not in that genre of music often. I listen to the radio and I'm like, who is this? What's this now?
A lot of them I do the same thing.
I don't know. What's that, girl? What you Simone, what you listen to? What is that? So right. All right, brother. Well, those are all the questions that I thought of for you this evening on your 50th episode. So excited to share with you guys. Super proud of y'all for sticking with this and just kind of basically shooting the shit as brothers, fathers, husbands, and just putting some good vibes and stuff out into the world. So keep up the good work. I hope to hear many more episodes from the Fowl Language Podcast.
And of course, and thank you for jumping on and helping us celebrate this 50th episode and with those awesome questions. Some of them had me like, damn, what am I saying next? But you really came with the heat on these questions. I'm really excited. I'm still excited. I'm still pumped right now to have you up here. Thank you for marrying my fat head ass brother, first of all. Y'all are a great fit. It's been an honor and a privilege to have you as my sister, and you ain't going no damn well.
Thanks, brother.
I know, that. Right? We're just
that shit.
I don't even know.
So nice. Appreciate that. All right, dude. All right. Well, I will leave y'all to the rest of your episode, and I hope it is thebomb.com.
Of course.
Kimberly Fowler. Yeah.
Al, thank you. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I guess it's my turn to introduce my Mrs. Fowler, my beautiful wife. Y'all didn't heard all the stories we talk about. She this and that, and we do this and that, and it's a beautiful thing here, man. So let me go ahead and bring her in here to help us celebrate this 50th episode, babe.
All right.
If you will.
So what's going on, sis? Welcome to the Fowl Language Podcast.
Hey, brother. Y'all, thanks for having us. Y'all, 50 episodes, man.
Yeah, it's fun.
50 episodes.
So, yes, you have the unfortunate luck of being married to Casey Fowler. Man.
Unfortunate.
Wow.
I feel very fortunate, actually.
Nobody in the world could deal with his crazy ass but you. So, shout out to you.
A lot of people say nobody in the world can deal with me. Like, I actually had someone asked me who was crazy enough to marry you.
Well, I guess y'all were supposed to be together then.
Yep.
So that's cool. So I guess you got some questions for me or something?
Yeah. I mean, I have a few. It's actually something I don't think you guys have ever talked about something like this.
What you got?
Okay, so I know you guys have mentioned it in the past 2 episodes about my father. Mm-hmm. And yes, I went home.
Yes.
A big thing in our culture, I'm sure it's in many cultures, but a big thing in my culture is basically we do believe in spirits. Mm-hmm. Our ancestors, we even have a name for it. Our ancestors that still roam the land of Guam, and those are called Tatambuanas. Mm-hmm. I had a few encounters myself while I was home, and I truly believe that it was my father. So what I want to ask you is, do you believe that, basically, do you believe in supernatural, or do you believe that there are spirits who still roam the earth? I'm not talking about ghosts and stuff, but it's just spirits, whether it be our ancestors, any loved ones, family or friends. And do you also believe that if they are here, still roaming the earth, do you think they're roaming the earth because they're not at peace?
I guess to answer your question simply, I would say yes. I mean, and depending on what faith or whatever you follow by, I mean, it could be spirits, it could be considered angels and demons, it could be considered a lot of things. So, like you said, your culture has a phrase for what they're called. I can't say it like you did, but
Try.
Hell no.
Come on, you gotta try.
I don't even remember what it was. So
try. It's called Tatamona.
Yeah, those T's. Yeah.
Okay, I'll give you that.
So yeah, like I was saying, so depending on whatever religion you believe in, or if you believe in none, or if you just believe in the ancestors, I mean, I think they're there whether you believe it or not. I feel I'm an engineer, so a lot of things, if I can't touch it, see it, I don't really consign to it. But again, if you look at it, just because like gravity is all around you, but you can't see it, you can't touch it, you can see the effects of it. So I kind of feel like it's along those same range. So anytime you get like that voice in your head that's like, don't do that stupid shit, or whatever the case may be, or you just have like a dream that just felt like so real, like you were getting some information, or you were talking about something, or something happened in a situation that was slightly different than how it actually happened, or whatever the case may be, you can choose to believe that that's a spirit's taking away to speak to you. I mean, or it could be just as simple as if you're sleepy and you're driving, waking your ass up. I mean, it's all kind of things. I mean, so some people try to equate it to like, the floors and tables and shit shaking, but it could be a lot more subtle than that, I think. Just little things. And some people even miss it, I feel. And then are they not at peace? I think it could be, I mean, just like we all have our different goals, purposes, and stuff like that. I would argue to say that they have different reasons for being, if you will. So I would say, yes, there probably are some that are not at peace, or some that, are they're not going to let their ex live. So they going to be here forever and haunt her in her damn sleep, or some shit like that. So
me and nothing else.
Right, exactly.
Nothing else.
She better not be fucking with nobody else. So I mean, it could be some shit like that. It could be like, I want to protect my child and make sure that they've got some sketchy shit going on. You know what I mean? So I just want to make sure they're good to get through it. I mean, it just could be that they have a mission, not even related to their family. You know what I mean? So it could just be a multitude of things, and they just can't rest. So that may be more that tortured soul type. So yeah, I mean, I believe it's real. I mean, most people don't talk about it, but yeah, definitely. I mean, like I said, you can't see the wind, you can see the effects. You can't see gravity, but you can see the effects. So that's the engineer in me speaking. So
that's really crazy that you say that, because everything that you said like comes into play with everything that I experienced while I was at home. It's really crazy, from whether it was sleepy or it was actually him or looking out for me. You would, if me or Casey were to tell you anything about everything that happened, you would have been like, whoa, I touched all of that. So that was crazy.
Because even like when I remember vividly, and I've told Kim before, when I decided that she was going to be the woman I married, I remember it clear as day. Where I used to work when I lived in Austin, there was a gym on site, and I would go to the gym. I was in the gym by myself, and they had like a little fitness room where they would do like workout classes and shit. So it was just me in there. I was doing some exercises. I stood up and I heard, "Why don't you go ahead and marry that girl?" And I was like, "Fuck, okay. I will be shopping for a ring next week."
Yes, higher power, I will do that, and I will marry her and stay with her forever.
So yeah, that shit's real.
This actually happened a little bit before recording, right after dinner. You know me, I am a no holds barred type girl. I have no shame in nothing. You're
not about to say y'all talked about OnlyFans or some shit, are you?
No, no, not at all.
Okay, just checking.
I know you got to ask those questions when it comes to me and Casey, because Yeah, we really are.
Okay, next topic, please. Next topic.
No, I'm not going to talk about that. I got you. So basically, yes, world of YouTube, everybody who watches a podcast, I do not care. I claim everything. So I let one rip. We just finished eating. Like I said, I have no shame in my game. I claim all of mine. KC was like, hey, wait a minute. I said, oh no. Okay. So I like fanned it out. And he was like, ew, that's gross. Oh my God. That's not ladylike. And I'm like, hold up. I was like, you do it. He said, well, I'm a man. I said, well, we're both human. So what's the problem? I know he was joking, but how do you feel about women basically? Yes, it's the whole ladylike and women aren't supposed to do certain things, but how do you feel about that? How do you feel about a woman who is not going to be ashamed of what naturally happens with her body, as opposed to a woman who will not, absolutely not show that? Because I actually know some women that have been married for years and she still won't do that in front of her husband.
So are you talking, like being married for a while, or are you talking initial meeting?
Both. Okay. We're gonna throw both in there. Okay. So go ahead, answer for both.
So initially, I mean, you're trying to put good impressions in. You're trying to, smile and kiki and put on your best, your best foot forward and all that shit. So yeah, you gonna even as a guy, I mean, you're gonna step away if you got to. Hope that motherfucker is silent and don't stink or some shit. So yeah, you'll hope in the beginning, but then after that, I mean, especially after you get married, fuck that, all pretenses are off. No, I mean, I personally don't care. I mean, Mrs. Fowler can clear out a room. Sorry, Kim.
Dang.
So I mean, it's all good. I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do. And I mean, I think by the time you get to this point in your relationship, I mean, we've had 2 kids. I mean, I was there in the delivery room. I mean, if that shit ain't deter you, I mean, that's a lot of shit going on. So I mean, there's that. I mean, there's sickness. I mean, you in the vow, sickness and health. So I mean, if you can't deal with the worst shit, you don't necessarily deserve to be around when she get fine to go out. So I mean, I personally, it doesn't matter to me. Now, I mean, if you just inappropriate with it, just we had a damn nice dinner or some shit, and you just fuck that shit, let them rip.
Lean over to the side.
No, time and place for everything. I mean,
yeah, understandable.
That's different. So, but if we just at home and we chilling, I mean, if you gotta let one rip, just let that shit rip. I mean, you sitting around and trying to hold that shit, your face turning blue. Nah, that's stupid. So, I mean, and even to those that are like, I mean, because I've heard of that shit too. Like, when a woman gets their cycle, they try to hide from the man because being like unclean and all that shit. Fuck that. It's part of life. I mean, just get over that shit. I mean, and both from both sides of the equation. So for the woman who's experiencing anything, don't worry about it. And if you're with somebody who's so worried about it, you need to find somebody else. That's really that simple.
I was just gonna ask you that.
What were you going to ask me exactly, dear?
I was just gonna ask you, like, I mean, do you think that you need to be with someone who has a problem with that? But you said it, hey.
Yeah, I mean, you like shouldn't. Yeah, I mean, because it starts to be like, you create this false sense of who somebody is. You know what I'm saying? I feel that for a relationship to be successful, you have to embrace that person for everything that they have and everything that they do. You know what I'm saying? That's part of what you do. Part of like, Kim takes over the whole damn bed when we're trying to sleep. I can't.
You're gonna have to make up for all of this.
Oh, she's on here now, so I'm having a ball. She's just gonna be so happy that she got to do some interviewing, and then she'll be like, "Oh damn, Lamar, really?" But no, really? I mean, just like me. I mean, I have shit that I do that probably gets on her nerves. Like I leave cabinets open, lights on, all that kind of shit.
All of y'all do it. Every last one of y'all do it, Mama. Every last one of them do it, Mama.
But I might go back in there. Shit. I mean, that's efficient.
No. 2 hours later?
Yes.
No.
Yes. If
all
I
of
want
y'all
some
do
red pepper flakes in 2 hours, I just want to and go get them shit. That's it.
All of y'all do it. I swear all of y'all do it. And I noticed that when we went to your house for Christmas, Tanya does it all the time. And then KC, that's inevitable. I don't even need to ask who did it. And now Keontae's doing it. So
the Fowler gene is strong in that one.
Yeah, all of them.
I love
all of them. Jesus.
Yeah, I agree.
See, that's why Junior. Yes.
He'll be all right. I'm just gonna duct tape him to the wall. He'll be fine.
Oh my gosh.
No child services. I will not really duct tape my son to the wall.
No, he really won't. So Lamar, I know you because you are my brother-in-law, and I know you as usually the easy, calm, collected, like you don't let no shit bother you. Ooh, I cuss. Mama don't get me. You don't let no shit bother you. No, yeah, you're right. We are working. Love you, Mama.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay. So I know you as calm and collected, and of course, everybody who watches the podcast sees you. Most of the time, I think you've only like gotten upset maybe like at the most 3 times.
Fair enough.
# amusement parks. But
they fucking make me sick.
See, so any other time you usually handle every situation great. Even when we have our talks and I'm over there just overreacting and overthinking, getting upset and dwelling on it. What are your pet peeves?
My pet peeves?
Like stuff that just really, I mean, not like just really, really just gets on your nerves, no matter who it is, what they're saying, what's going on around you. It's just something that you just cannot stand at all. Pet peeves. So more than one is fine.
And here we go. I hope you got enough alcohol.
You got to crack the knuckles for it.
Now, so, I mean, the big one for me is I hate to see like people being, I hate lying. I hate like to see people lying for especially stupid shit. If I know you fucking lying, don't lie. I mean, it's just fucking dumb. I mean, I've always been of the philosophy, you're lying because you're afraid of either the person or the result. So get your shit together, get your life together, and stop fucking lying. I mean, that's one thing. Another thing I would say is I hate people that are kind of rude and inconsiderate. I mean, especially when you're talking like rude and inconsiderate to wait staff or people that, you know, work in the service industry or something like that. I mean, because I've worked tech support on a phone call, I've worked in the mall in the food court, I've worked in retail growing up, and you see what those people go through. Yes, there are times where they're assholes and they're rude and their shit's fucked up. But, you know, you also don't know what they got going on. You know, just imagine having to have to deal with the public and you just lost a family member and you're supposed to ask somebody if they want more tea. But, you know, like we've talked, Casey and I have talked about different situations y'all have been in. If the service is bad or something like that, that's different. But for me, you know, just because you feel like some kind of false sense of superiority to that person because of their job, I hate that shit with a passion. I mean, because people are people. And just because they're working this particular job or doing this particular thing, that doesn't make them beneath you. And I hate that shit with a passion. I hate shit that's not prepared and organized. I hate when somebody's like, oh yeah, we're going to do da. Okay, let's do it. When are we going to start? I don't know. Where are we going first? I don't know. You know, I hate that kind of shit. Like if we go, like, you don't necessarily have to have an itinerary planned out, but at least have a general idea of what we're gonna fucking do. So I mean, those are kind of some of the things that get on my nerves. I mean, nothing really big gets on my nerves because again, most of the shit's insignificant, to be completely honest with you. And that's why most of it doesn't really bother me. And if it bothers me, it only bothers me for like a second. And then I'm pissed off. It's like, boom, and I'm done. I mean, because even like Kim's always noticed, you don't really argue. It's because if something pissed me off, it's literally like a second. Like it's almost like if you've ever like thrown like water in a pan of grease or some shit and it bubbles up and gets pissed off for like a second and then it's back to normal. That's how my anger works. I don't hold grudges. I don't have that kind of free time. And I'm not mad long because once you realize that 99.9 of that shit's insignificant, you don't let it bother you. And so that's why I'm usually chill 90% of the time because most of the shit doesn't matter. Not in like a nihilist kind of, oh, we're all meaningless, we're all nothing. Not in that kind of way, but more in the way of, does this, if I get like pissed off if somebody cuts me off and I'm mad the rest of the drive, I am never going to see that fucking person again. I might bring it up and talk about it, but I'm not going to be mad anymore. There's no point. So I think those are my things. And that's kind of like my thought process as to why it doesn't bother me. And I think over the last couple of years, I mean, I've always been that way, but I've kind of put understanding Stoic principles and shit that kind of put a philosophy to why I think the way I do in some kind of way. I'm not like meditating on the cliff or no shit, but I'm fucking close.
Well, that's good because not me. Oh no, you know me.
Yeah, well, y'all both hot heads over there.
It depends though. It depends because if I really just don't give a fuck, then I'll be pissed off initially, and then I'm like, okay. But honestly, after going home, like everything I dealt with, I had to find peace like real quick. And that goes back to my other, it goes back to the question I asked you before about spirits. Like I truly felt that my dad was with me because how I was feeling, how I was handling everything, that I would usually like blow my head up over the situation. I wasn't. I was just chilling like, I'm here. I need to hear it, but okay, whatever.
I mean, and think about it. I mean, there's a good chance if you don't want to, you don't have to see them people ever again. So, I mean, once you look at it from that way, it's like, why even give them my energy?
Yeah, that goes for everybody, friends, family, associates, coworkers, people I don't know. If I don't ever have to see you again, then I'm not going to. But that's just how I'm handling things now ever since everything happened with my dad. So,
well, I'm glad to see you.
I'm glad to see you. You know, we have our thing. It's almost the end of the year, so I think we've met our quota for the year.
Oh yeah,
have we?
You are right.
No. We still have Christmas,
we do.
Then we still have Christmas.
So. January when it starts over. You are absolutely
right.
Well, cool. Thanks for your questions and thanks for joining Fowl Language. We look forward to having you back.
Congratulations to y'all hitting 50 episodes. I want y'all to know, you and Casey, he's not in here right now. I want both of y'all to know that I am super proud of y'all. Y'all got a great thing going here. I want to keep seeing more. This is like, it's a ritual. Like for us, once we're watching the clock, watching our phones to see the notification. We're like, oh, did you post it? Oh, he's like, dang, 2 minutes late. Oh, he dropped it early tonight. And we're just like, all right, kids, time to go to bed. Grab the accessories. Cool. Like we seriously do though.
Oh, that's dope.
We really do grab. I mean, of course we don't smoke cigars or cigarettes in the house, but he'll grab a drink. I don't grab a drink every time, but I do sometimes. By the way, don't tell him that I took sips out of his drink. He'll see it when he sees the episode and he's gonna trip. But I'm proud of y'all. I really am. I've always been proud of y'all, and I love watching y'all. And I love that what you guys talk about brings a conversation into our home.
Oh, good. And that's the goal.
So. And even when the Akfajis are here, we watch it with them when they're here for long periods of time. Oh, we sit down and sometimes we don't even finish the episode because we'll have a full-blown conversation and debate and everything. All healthy, but it's, you guys are doing something great, and I'm very proud of y'all. 50 episodes, 50 more and more and more and more.
Got that right.
So, all right. Thank y'all for having me.
Anytime. See you next time. All right. Now you're back to both of us and you see our faces now. With that, let's pick up to like the normal routine. So, brother, what is best in life?
Wibble. Yeah, man. So for y'all watching, this will be like a week apart from the last Wibble. For us, it's only been a couple of days because, Christmas is coming up. The first thing is my little man, Kevion. He's about to turn 5 on Tuesday. So he's really excited about that. We actually played a little game today. I said, if you can guess what's in this box for your birthday, I'll open it for you right now. He was like, I know what it is. I said, no, you don't. Yeah, I do. Ryan stuff. I said, no, it ain't no Ryan stuff, boy. He said, yes, it is.
Damn. So basically what he's telling y'all, if y'all don't have him some Ryan stuff, y'all need to take that shit back.
Like, the fuck? Better shut your ass up and sit down somewhere. What else? My Colts. It's been a couple years. We beat the Patriots. Yeah. It's always a good thing when my Colts beat the Patriots. It was a fucking, it was touch and go for a minute. I thought we was going to pull Atlanta Falcons and choke again because we've been choking a lot this season. Shout out to the second year running back, Jonathan Taylor, man. He ran a 67-yarder back with like 2 minutes left in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, I saw the highlight of that.
I said, God damn, he a beast, man. My favorite player, right? Other than that, man, we just getting ready for Christmas. I got a couple of days of work. Then I go on leave, and we're going to take this ride down to the Gusters, man.
Yeah, man.
Hey, and that is what it is. And also, my background change is a little different. I think we're going to keep this for now. You know what I'm saying? Especially while football season's still going. Colts jerseys, you know, Joseph Adai right here. Got Reggie Wayne right here. They ain't there no more, but you know. Anyway, what about you, man? What's best in life?
Oh, man. So I told you about the dryer. That shit's here. On the anime front, they finally announced, I saw the trailer for Bleach. I sent you that set, so that shit looks good. Yeah, animation looks crispy as hell. I was in here singing the theme song and shit, so I was excited about that. Yeah. Haven't seen Spider-Man yet. Going to see that next week. Had an opportunity to see it today, but decided against it. We were gonna go to the drive-in with some friends, but we waited. Cool. Overlord is getting to season 4, so that's my shit. Good old Irons Algone is my dude, so excited about that. We've just been chilling, man. Talking to Kim. She did all her cookies. So, you know, when that piece of paper with all the cookies and list and shit get on, I'm like, hell yeah. I'll be doing audits periodically. So, been sampling cookies all fucking day, and I'm sure it'll go on through the weekend. So the in-laws will be here for the holidays here in a few, about 3 or 4 days. So that'll be cool. That'll be cool. I'm gonna go to the range Wednesday. I'm gonna do some man shit. I think I'm gonna go looking for some firearms, browsing. I'm not buying anything till I get my bonus next year, and I'll do that. Do some hit up with a brick and mortar, smoke a cigar, and just kind of hang out a little bit. If the weather's nice, I'll take the bike. If it's not, I'll drive. So
like that man shit.
That's right. So other than that, just hanging out. Like we said last time, MF and Research is live. I'm in the double digits of views. They might be my ass watching. I don't know, but that's okay.
I've tried it. It doesn't double view. You can't double view it.
Okay.
It won't read it. So double views, man. Something in a couple of days. That's awesome,
we're in double digits, so I'm excited about that. I'm like searching for it on the damn homepage and shit, seeing how far down you got to scroll to get to my shit. So
yeah, it's a little ways.
But it's to be expected, and mine is the most recent video in the topic, so that's exciting. So definitely excited about that. Be shooting the next video next week. Probably shoot 2 next week, and just be chilling. So that's exciting. So yeah, that's about it, man. Otherwise, just getting ready for the holidays too. So yeah, for us, short one, but that is what's best. All right, man. So in the news, I mean, you've been hearing like different issues with public schools, like the school shooting. You hear like the CRT debates in schools. You know, COVID restrictions, mask mandates, should they be in schools? Should they not be in schools? Last year, you know, most of the schools were virtual and shit like that. And I mean, just looking at different people talking and giving their opinions, people have different thoughts on what public schools should look like. I've got friends at homeschool. I've got friends that have their kids in private schools. Do you feel that public schools are overrated? Or do you feel like the school system as it's set up is overrated and should be a thing? Should we be doing something different or altogether, or should we like make some tweaks to public schools?
I think it definitely could be tweaked because you know, especially with high school, since I got high schoolers as well as elementary school children, and a lot of times these teachers really don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
it's here, take this packet, fill it out. If you pass, you pass. You don't. I really don't give a fuck. And it's starting to be all too fucking common. Like, I'm just glad that Shania, for example, she's crushing it. She got exempt from like 6 out of 7 of her exams. So, you know what I'm saying? Regardless of the shortcomings from the teaching staff, you know, my daughter is still fucking crushing it. I mean, there's a lot of stuff they could change, they could enforce. I mean, but certain shit you're not going to get around. Like, you know, there's going to be fights. If there's some fucking Vanilla Isis, as Charlamagne would say, wants to come shoot up the fucking school, they're gonna do that shit, man. But what I'm starting to notice now is the gang culture in public schools specifically is kind of skyrocketing. Everybody and their mama is blood now, I guess. If you're like from the ages of 13 to like 17, your blood gang or this gang or that gang or anything like that. Like that's the cool thing now, I guess. I don't know. I don't get it.
I mean, there was some when we were in school. I mean, that was happening but yeah, not to this degree.
To this degree, like it's everywhere now.
Yeah.
Like high school football games I go to, you just kids all over the place for no reason, just I'm like, y'all ain't no real motherfucking gangsters, because real gangsters ain't just gonna walk around stacking for no reason at fucking football games. Sit your little dumb ass down somewhere. Right. But anyway, I mean, there is a lot of tweaks that can happen, should happen. I think a lot of it probably has to do with funding, possibly, and a lot of it is honestly teacher salaries, because if you're not getting paid for the work you're doing, you're not going to give a fuck unless you're just really, really passionate about it. And know that kind of from experience from doing youth challenge for the brief time I was doing, because we got paid shit money at fucking youth challenge. So unless you really loved what you're doing, you're really not going to give a fuck. Teaching is a calling. It's not just something you can just, I just want to be a teacher. Either you got it or you don't, all the way up to the principal. Some of them try to be too strict and they come off stupid, just like the principal Glenn Hills had when Tangie was still in school. She did a lot of dumb shit, and I don't think she's the principal anymore. Like their prom, I think it was, or the homecoming dance or some shit. Kids they could dance, but they had to dance at their table. You know what I'm saying? Stupid.
That's stupid.
As fuck. As far as it being overrated as a whole, hell no, man. It ain't nothing like that big old. It's like a fucking bowl of gumbo, man. We out here in Mississippi. It's like a bowl of gumbo. And it's a mixture of all spices and tasty stuff and some nasty shit. You know what I mean? It's just a good mix. I regret that I didn't finish, because a lot of people have a lot of good experiences in public school kids. They kind of, they grew up together. They kind of still stick together, which you can see on Facebook. And if you were to go to like the biggest fucking event in Augusta, the Glen Hills Homecoming, if you go to shit like that, you'll see that the camaraderie in a public school, public school,
that's real.
Is a real big thing. Yeah, that's pretty much all I got, man. So what do you think as far as public schools being overrated and everything?
That's a good spot to end it on, man, because that was something I didn't even think about. The camaraderie. Even thinking about like my graduating class, man, they have a Facebook group, and when like somebody in the class has a death in the family, they all put in and put money in to give them a gift. Because even when Dad died, I mean, I don't even be on Facebook like that, but I happened to post for that, and they, without even commenting, they were like, "Hey, we put something together for you, where to send it," and didn't ask, didn't need, but the fact that they took their time out to think of me, you know what I'm saying, and my family, that was dope. And you absolutely right. I mean, you can't get that shit nowhere else. And I mean, some of the people I ain't seen in 2 decades. Yeah, and that shit's wild. So that's amazing. As far as like when you look at like schools and shit and understand like why they are the way they are, I mean, a lot of it, and you listen in the past year of like the shit that they fussed about, is like, we need to get the kids in school so the parents can go to work. And you realize that a lot of it is set up to basically build employees and to keep employees working. So like if your kids are in school, that helps with childcare. You can go work and they're gone, you know what I'm saying? And it's not a guarantee that they're necessarily getting learning the best things, you know what I'm saying?
Our parents use school as like a fucking daycare.
Well, yeah, they do. And I mean, that's in some respects what it was designed for. I mean, it's just like, one of the things they talk about, oh, this is some of the only meals that kids get and all that shit, which may very well be true, but you saw how easy it was to make it so you could provide for them before. I mean, now, but you couldn't do that shit in the past, you know what I'm saying? And that's some crazy shit. I mean, I think it's one of those things where it's like think of it like anime. I mean, there's so much fucking filler. And I mean, I enjoyed school, and there's so much shit that I've never used again. Like when I used to tutor, every time I see somebody come in with geometry and want to see a fucking proof, I'm like, fuck, I don't know about no damn side angle side. Nobody uses that shit in the real world. And
architect, though.
So no, I mean, not necessarily. And the thing is, there's so much shit that these kids could be learning. And I mean, I wish that was the focus, and, getting these kids to be critical thinkers, getting these kids to learn, how to analyze things, how to problem solve. We don't really do that well, in my opinion. And a lot of times private schools are really no better. I think you can get a little bit of that in home schools because you can tweak stuff. And depending on how active the parents are in the homeschooling, if they're doing it or they're with a co-op and somebody else is doing it. Because I've got a friend, they homeschool their 2 kids, and then another one of our friends, they homeschool their daughter too. So it's kind of become like a thing. So I mean, and that's kind of cool. So you get that, but I think one of the things you miss that social aspect. I mean, think about high school. Think about you going home, you going back to see some of those people that you grew up with. You know what I'm saying? And you get to build those relationships, and that, I mean, that part is cool. And to me, a lot of times, life is like high school over and over and over and over again. So it does help you get ready for some of that shit, like dealing with people and group projects and shit like that. Do I necessarily think that it's corrupt and needs to be abolished? No, but I do think significant work needs to be done. And I do think that parents need to understand what's going on in the schools and take an active role in their child's education. And I do think, you know, like you said, the teachers are grossly underpaid. And that's a travesty. And the fact that, you know, a lot of times their bonuses and shit as a school are tied to, and the funding that they get are tied to performance and certain demographic surveys and shit like that. Like I said, being active in the school, like Kim's a ISD ambassador for the school, so they had meetings like I think once a month on like the behind the scenes, like here's how we get funding, here's how the funding's allocated, here's how we do this, here's how we determine what software is going to be used in the school. The average parent isn't aware of that.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of the challenge. And I mean, you see it now, you know, with they bring it up with the people arguing about CRT and shit like that. While I have my differing opinions on that, I do like the idea of the parents being active in what their kids are learning.
Definitely.
But I wish that on the other side of that, you had people knowledgeable enough in the material that's brought and can tie it to a tangible result. You know what I'm saying? Like to say, oh, you're going to teach my child to think they're inferior or superior, depending on what side of it you believe. And that's not necessarily the case. It's understanding things from a more holistic perspective. And I think that's what people miss. And I think that's even what's missed in the schools itself. I mean, there's a bunch of classes that aren't taught that could have been taught. I mean, even thinking about, Kim and I were talking about it a couple of weeks ago. It's like, you know, we had the magnet schools growing up. You had Davison for like fine arts and shit, and then you had A.R. Johnson for health and engineering and shit like that. And like at the time, I wanted to be an accountant, so it didn't make sense for me to go to that school. But you know, I became an engineer, and maybe that would have helped. So you can't really expect a child to know their career path so early. And I mean, that's what our school district does too. Is like by, I think, high school, they kind of groom them to their path based on where they are in assessments and shit. And I'm not a fan of that because hell, I mean, I know a lot of people in college that thought they were like going to be engineers or whatever and ended up in a whole different major altogether. Yeah. And then on the other side of that, ended up taking a job way different than, you know, what they ended up doing. And like,
got a lot.
Yeah. And I wanted to be a teacher on the side. I don't now, but I mean, I taught the summer after I graduated at a summer program. And what ended up happening is those kids were more into, because one of the teachers I knew from the scholarship office, they were more interested in knowing, find out if we were together than anything else. I was like, no, we're fucking adults. I mean, we knew each other. So out of everybody, we're going to talk because we know each other. I mean, that's one of those crazy things that they were more interested in that. But to see them when they learn, that shit's fun, man. To like see that light bulb go off and then they get a good job or they can apply some shit. That's amazing. So, I mean, I think it can be improved significantly, but I don't necessarily think it can be abolished. And I think parents can fix that if they work together and figure that out. So that's my thoughts on public school.
And that's where it really starts. You know, a lot of people blame the teachers and everything, and vice versa. Everybody blames the parents, but it's really it's a group effort. It really is a group effort.
That, and it's the way it's set up, because you could feasibly go through school thinking your kid is doing amazing, and you know they not know a damn thing. And if you're like, even if you're like looking at their grades and shit, and it looks like it, they could be failing their ass off or not know a damn thing.
Yep.
And you know that's just the way it's set up. I mean, it doesn't necessarily benefit the teacher and works to their detriment. I mean, and they're already overworked and underpaid, so and have to come out of pocket for a lot of shit. So it's
definitely true.
There's some systemic issues, and I don't think any one side is to blame, but I think there's the way it's set up kind of makes it harder than it needs to be.
That's exactly why I didn't finish school. That was the reason.
What the fuck ever. So, folks, tell us what you guys think about school. What do you think?
Us parents that got high schoolers, put something in the comments. How them kids doing? I know we got class of 2022 coming up, man.
Yeah.
Drop something in the comments. Wow. All right. So, man, for this one, and I've been I've been mulling over this one for quite some time, man. They even have their own fucking section in fucking Hulu, man. Like, I'm so sick of these fucking reality shows, bro. Like the fucking Real Housewives of Hollywood, the Real Mobster Wives, the fucking Dance on the Dingaling Sisters, or whatever the fuck else they got going on, man. Whatever the hell.
Never seen that one.
No, I haven't.
Wow.
Fucking the real Little People of Atlanta. I've watched one or two of those. Don't judge me. What do you think about these reality shows? And honestly, man, what's the fucking point?
Well, I mean, I used to watch reality shows back in the day. Like, you know, growing up, Real World was the shit. I used to watch the Road Rules, the Challenge. All that was my shit back in the day. Survivor was the shit. Like, because I remember I used to hear when I used to work tech support for AOL years and years and years and years ago. Yep. Yes, you would have people like at the time 8 o'clock or so when Survivor came on, they'd be like, "Hey, I gotta go. Survivor's on. I'll call back. We can fix my shit later." I mean, it's just been that long, man, and I feel like it gets worse. I mean, you got like Black Ink and Hip Hop Wives and fucking all these real estate agents and shit. Now is the thing, selling Vegas, selling Detroit, selling Mississippi. I mean, like, fuck all this shit. I mean, like, there are some that I like that like show you different parts of the, like I watched one on tiny homes. I've watched some on like the one on Marie Kondo. I mean, some of them are good if there's like some merit and educational value to it. If it's something that can better you, then I'm fine with those. I mean, because those are almost borderline documentaries. But all this other ignorant shit, man, that shit gets on my nerves. Like, such and such is cussing out somebody, such and such is sleeping with somebody, such and such is shooting somebody, you know, such and such, you know, got kicked off the show. And it's a waste of time. It's a waste of space. I mean, it's one of those things where it's like you make people, I mean, some of them are already well off before, but I mean, you give them more of a platform that I think they need. I mean, a lot of these people, it's like, I would not know who the fuck you were if it wasn't for this damn show. And I kind of wish that I didn't know who the hell you were. I mean, and that's kind of the problem. And I think that's kind of the thing. It's like, it's not like it's good people doing good shit half the time. It's ignorant people doing ignorant shit. And, you know, you always hear, oh, they edited so it's the worst parts and all that shit, which to some degree I think is true, but it's still shit you did. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's not like it's they like photoshopped a whole new scene with your ass in it, but no, it's shit that you actually did. They may have cut it to put you in a better light, but you put yourself in that position in the first place. So I think with that, I mean, I think it's a waste of time. And I think the point, honestly, is if people like that mindless, dumb entertainment and it's making money. I mean, how many fucking seasons of The Bachelor, the fucking Big Brother, I mean, all these other ones, Dancing with the Stars, I mean, all these reality competitions, I mean, all this shit, like, how long is it gonna go? But I guess as long as it's making money.
Reality competitions, that's a segment for another show.
Shit. But yeah, I think the point really is as long as people are watching, they're gonna keep making money. I mean, it's kind of like junk food TV. I mean, as long as people are eating McDonald's, they're gonna keep putting them bitches on every corner. As long as people, sorry, I'm pissing people off. As long as people drinking shitty coffee from Starbucks, they're gonna keep putting Starbucks on the map. So.
We about to get taken off of you too.
Make some good coffee, brew your own shit. You'll be fine, and you'll save some money. Damn it.
That's good though.
So as long as it's that kind of shit and people are watching it, I mean, because you know, people are talking about those shows like big. I mean, especially now with like TikTok and Twitter and Instagram and all that shit. Because not only you can find people that are famous on social media getting on them shows, they also boost the show. You know what I'm saying? Because they'll be like, you know, it's almost like a form of marketing for the show now. So that's like a perpetuating cycle, and just keeps going on and on and on and on and on and on, and on to no end, man. I mean, it's gonna be, you know, Real Housewives of everywhere now. Shit. So yeah, man, what do you think?
In terms of some of them, like you said, tiny house, something that's gonna make the light bulb go off in your head, like, oh shit, I could get into that. Flipping houses, I could get into that. Storage wars, I could get into that.
That used to be my shit, man.
Yeah, hell yeah. Hey, I still want to do it. Whenever I get a truck, I'm gonna do it one time. I don't give a fuck if I win, lose, get a whole bunch of bullshit. I just want to do it one time. But as far as the ones that are just, like you said, TV junk food or whatnot, it's making us dumber, in my opinion. There's nothing gained from these fucking shows, and people are so invested. Like, oh, did you see such and such? I can't believe she did that to such and such.
Right.
And he cheated on them, and they be mad for real. What's the name? Like Peter Guns or some shit that's on one of them, some shit like that.
Yeah, that's probably one of the hip hops because he was a rapper. So.
Yeah, or Stevie J or something. Like, they was really hot about some shit they did in the fucking show. Like, motherfuckers were ready to fight these motherfuckers about some shit they did on the show, and it's always the same shit. There's going to be a scene where the two chicks are sitting outside at some kind of little cafe, and bitch, I really don't like you. Bitch, I really don't like you either. Rah, 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 rah. Fight at the reunion show.
Drink grown.
Every fucking time, and it's mindless and pointless. Like, Keep It Up with the Kardashians. They had like 10 seasons or some shit like that. And me and a lot of people, like, you know, celebrities and shit, was even like, why is this?
Yeah, Kim used to watch that shit for a while, and then it was just like, I'd be in there just like, this shit is fucking crazy.
Like, you know, I stopped at Flavor of Love. That's where I stopped at. Flavor of fucking Love, but it had nothing to do with Flavor Flav. I'm just gonna leave that.
Oh, of course not. We already know what time it is. Yeah.
So, I mean, it's just, and it feeds into the stereotype, especially the melanin sisters that's on these shows. It feeds into the stereotype that the melanin women, they got fake asses, fake titties, fake hair, nasty ass attitudes. All they care about is money, this and that, and this and that, and it's making us look stupid. But you know, they're getting the check off of it. People are still watching it, so. Instead of doing something actually for the culture, and they consider this shit culture. This shit's not fucking culture, bro. This shit is stupid. Like, what part of that is for our culture? What are you doing cussing out this one chick because she may have slept with your little brother cousin the other fucking day and then was out on a fucking date with T-Pain or some shit off camera the week before? Gonna help our people come to fucking together and do something as a whole in this country that we're in. It's not. I ain't gonna get on my whole Farrakhan, Malcolm X soapbox, but I mean, it's just it's pointless shit. It needs to stop, but it's not. But that's why I kind of like the Real Husbands of Hollywood, because you know their whole sole mission was to make fun of the entire shit. Because you know, even celebrities recognize that this shit is stupid. People even, you know, celebrities don't even consider the Real House whatever fucking celebrities, and then we're gonna go to the other end of the fucking spectrum, the Real fucking housewives of the mafia or whatever the fuck. You really think these real mafia wives gonna be on there talking about all the fucking dirt and doodads that they fucking people doing? That's not no mafia shit. They didn't want to be on TV. They didn't want to be in the fucking newspaper. They didn't even want you to say their motherfucking name while you eating mama spaghetti. You know what I'm saying?
I thought you were gonna say Balvenie, and I was gonna laugh my ass off.
Spaghetti was the first thing that came up, bro. But you know that, I mean, they want none of that. And you know, all the real dudes that's out there, I mean, the prison shows and stuff like that, they ain't want this shit seen. Like 60 Days In, man, that's some of the most staged shit I've ever seen in my fucking life. Man. Like, staged as fuck. And they, this is real. No, the fuck it ain't. I worked in a goddamn prison. You ain't gonna be doing that. You ain't gonna be doing that. You ain't gonna be doing that. You're fucking liars. And it's staged. People fall for it. And they're way too invested in it. Like, you could sit there and be at McDonald's trying to order your food, and you can't order your food because the cashier and the motherfucker that do the fries, they sitting there talking about how Jocelyn, whatever the fuck her name is, doing whatever the fuck she doing. You just trying to get your goddamn your number one with cheese around this motherfucker. But that's really all I got, man. It's a waste of time, and it's making our people stupid, and it's giving people outside of our demographic reason to continue to think the way that they fucking think about people.
And it almost awards you for the stupidity. You know what I'm saying?
It definitely
like you
awards
can get on one of them. You can make it your goal to get on one of them shows, get you an Instagram page and a TikTok, and do club appearances and shit, and make some money off that shit. And the next person gonna be like, well, shit, I can be ignorant too. Yeah, I can do some stupid shit too. Let me see if I can get on here. And it's just, again, a perpetual cycle, and it's just trash TV, man, for real.
Yep. We're gonna do a fucking reality show too, goddammit.
I'm good. I ain't going.
You going.
I ain't going. I'm getting voted off the first fucking day then.
It's gonna be called Cigars and Lifestyles. Oh. Is he talking about condoms? Is he talking about?
Well, see, and that's what I thought about. I was like,
you don't know. It's gonna make millions. Damn it! I didn't give somebody a fucking idea. It's recorded. It's recorded. So if I ever see Cigars and Lifestyles,
well, you better get you a little GoPro and start shooting that shit with a damn cigar and go buy some Lifestyles from the condom aisle or some shit. You stupid. And get started. Get some music in the background.
Yeah. So with that, like everything else, put it in the comments what y'all think about these reality shows. Even the people that's invested in these reality shows. Why the hell are you? Like, what draws you in other than the simple, ignorant entertainment of it? Like, what's really
that's a great question. Why are you? I mean, please, no judgment. Just
want to know why. I mean, if it's something, whatever your reason is, legitimate, not legitimate, I just want to fucking know, because I don't see the point. I haven't seen the point since Basketball Wives or whatever the fuck it's called. When all that shit first started, I never saw the point. But that's just me, though.
All right, man. We about done. So let's finish it off. How was your cigar? I'm not going to ask you about your drink because I know about that.
I told this man, put some respect on my drink, goddammit. First of all, I'm going to talk about my Incredible Hulk just because, goddammit. Like I said, I was a little skimpy on alcohol this evening. Like, it's if you don't want to drive 15 to 20 minutes on a Sunday to go get liquor out here in Mississippi, then you just ain't going to go get it. And I ain't feel like driving like that today. So I think I had a little bit too much Hypnotic and a little less Courvoisier as it gets to the end, but because it's starting to get a little worse. It's starting to get a little sweet at the end of it, or maybe that's because the ice and melted in my drink a little bit. But
I'm dropping an umbrella in that shit now.
Man, kiss my ass, punk ass, to fucking toboggan. Fuck you, man.
My ears are warm as shit right now.
Well, and the cigar is really, really good, man. I'm down to my last couple of puffs. It's not as good as a Placencia. Yeah, Placencia. That's
the first time you've ever said it right on the first try.
So I'm not gonna smoke it down to the belly button, but it's a good cigar. Kept a good ash for most of it. Somewhat. It's kind of like that ugly, real dark gray looking ash. I didn't really care for the ash of it anyway. For those ash fans out there, they didn't give me the little billowing ash that just drops off eventually.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it didn't do none of that, but it was a good smoke, man. Not too strong, not too weak, not peppery. A lot of good smoke. The draw has been fucking amazing. I didn't have to feel like I'm sucking on a lemon or some shit when I'm smoking this motherfucker or nothing like that. But all in all, good cigar. I want to see what other kind they have. I want to try some more of these. So
I got plenty.
So how about you, man?
Oh, so the cigar is good, man. It slowed down. It was burning pretty fast at first, but then right about halfway, it started to slow down. So I'm appreciating that. I'm enjoying the rest of it. It's a good cigar, man. I'm enjoying it. So I think I definitely, if I can catch them on sale or some shit, we do have that Black Lion discount. So I may holler at that. So that's one way to get it. Like I said, I wouldn't pay full price for it. I don't think I'd have to, but it's definitely a good cigar. I think, good celebratory stick. I think if you can find it, you owe it to yourself to get at least one. Right. Again, the Infinity bottle, you can't get this shit anywhere. I probably can't get it again since it's a mishmash of everything. So
hold on to that.
Yep, they go together well. So definitely enjoying that. So with that, that's my cigar.
Yes, sir.
All right, everybody. That has been episode 50.
50.
Yep. Shout out to our wives for coming through. Definitely appreciate that. I'm sure this won't be the last time they'll be on here. So that was definitely fun.
It's always a good time when our wives, who we love the most, you know, they awesome as they are, to actually come into this foul language world and, you know, kind of just mesh like they do with everything else, man. They just, you know, comes together. So thank y'all, Kim, Janae, love you guys, man. You guys are awesome. Definitely. Best sister, best fucking wife.
Yep.
And hey, episode 50, man. Thank y'all for supporting us so far.
Always.
And we're gonna keep this fucking train rolling, man.
Don't forget, again, subscribe to the Fowl Language Podcast. Subscribe to Melanin Warriors. I get to subscribe to MF and Research. Throw them all in there.
That's right.
Subscribe to all of them. Check us out.
Yeah, we doing some things, man. That's something different, man. We actually really doing it for the culture out here, man.
You got any quotes? Because I don't have any.
Fuck bitches get money. I don't know.
There we go. That'll work. Episode 50. Again, take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. And we out.
Yeah.
Perfect.